Arsenal agree deal in principle for experienced boss to replace Mikel Arteta. Arsenal have reportedly agreed terms in principle with Italian boss Antonio Conte as Mikel Arteta struggles to get the Gunners' season up and running. The Gunners sit bottom of the Premier League with 3 defeats from the 3 games. They are yet to score a goal and already questions are starting to be asked of Arteta's credentials. The Spaniard could only manage an 8th-placed finish last term, after winning the FA Cup in his first season. Arsène Wenger was asked about returning to the club this week, but the Frenchman batted off the talk. Now, according to Todo Fichajes, Arsenal are already making moves behind the scenes to replace the 39-year-old. Firstly, though, the Spanish source are far from a reputable outlet, so the latest talk could well be make-believe. But they report that former Chelsea boss, Antonio Conte, was contacted a little over a week ago, after Arsenal's first 2 Premier League defeats. The outlets say the experienced coach has already closed a preliminary agreement with Arsenal. Basically, Conte has apparently agreed in principle to taking over in North London as long as he can do so before October. That would leave Arteta needing a drastic improvement in results in his next 3 games. Aaron Ramsdale could start next Arsenal game against Norwich after Bernd Leno conceded 5 at Man City. Ramsdale has told his friends that he thinks Mikel Arteta will turn to him for Saturday's Norwich match following Leno's beating at Manchester City last weekend. Germany goalkeeper Leno's future has been under a more attention spotlight than usual in recent weeks. The 29-year-old denied he was angling for a summer exit, but Inter Milan are reportedly keen on recruiting him for free at the end of the season. And Football London suggests the former Bayer Leverkusen stopper is unwilling to extend his Gunners contract beyond next summer. Arteta, meanwhile, needs major improvements throughout his rock-bottom side. 3 defeats, no goals scored and 9 conceded leave them below Norwich and Wolves on goal difference. Leno has started every Arsenal Prem game so far this term, 2-0 losses against Brentford and Chelsea before the City thumping. In contrast, Ramsdale started and kept a clean sheet in the Gunners' only win so far this season, a 6-0 Carabao Cup demolition of a much-weakened West Brom team. Many Arsenal fans want Aaron Ramsdale plays against Norwich in next match to see more about his performance after joining Arsenal with £30 million, but it will depend on Mikel Arteta's selection. Edu refuses to accept signing Arsenal flop Willian was a mistake. Arsenal technical director Edu has refused to accept his decision to sanction the signing of Willian was a mistake in the wake of the former Chelsea winger terminating his contract less than halfway into a 3-year deal. It was prediction that a player with Premier League experience would be easy to adapt Mikel Arteta's side. And after an encouraging debut against Fulham, during which Willian registered 3 assists, the signs were promising to the club. However, the 32-year-old's form quickly down, and he was out of the first team by the likes of Bukayo Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe last season. Even when the team was lost a lot of players due to injury and COVID-19, Willian failed to make the matchday squad for any of Arsenal's opening 3 fixtures of the current campaign and the Gunners that opened the way for him to seal an emotional return to Corinthians in his native Brazil. As you know, Edu's role in the deal to bring Willian to the Emirates has come under close scrutiny from Arsenal fans in the wake of an apparently disastrous transfer, but the former Arsenal midfielder insists the initial deal was based on sound logic and reminded his critics that everyone thought wow after Willian's first appearance for the club. He told Sky Sports, the decision on Willian was to sign someone with experience of a lot of Premier League games and someone who could impact the team straight away. If you saw the first game of last season, away at Fulham, he started very well and everyone thought wow. But a lot of different circumstances during the season, for the squad and for Willian as well, meant they were inconsistent. To be honest, when the first time Willian came to Arsenal, I was happy and thought this guy was so good for Arsenal due to his profile at Chelsea, but maybe he wasn't fit with Mikel Arteta tactics and we have to respect what he did to terminate his contract with Arsenal. That mean he came to Arsenal is not about money, he wants to continue challenge his career and develop in the new team, but it was not going well for him. So we just wish him all the best in the future. Edu explains why Arsenal only managed to sell 1 player this summer. Arsenal technical director Edu has again defended the club's transfer business this summer after only managing to sell one player and is confident the large number of loanees will eventually be offloaded permanently. Manager Mikel Arteta had promised an unprecedented summer of squad building and the club were extremely busy, bringing in 6 new arrivals for over £150 million while 12 players departed the Emirates. However, only one of those, Joe Willock's £25 million move to Newcastle, was a permanent sale and Edu has faced significant criticism for his inability to negotiate fees for the players Arsenal want to get rid of. Asked why Arsenal only managed to sell one player, Edu told the club's website, "We found a very challenging window, not just for Arsenal, but for everyone. If you see, there are not many teams selling around the world, there are a lot of loans with options to buy, so we did too." Matteo Guendouzi and Dinos Mavropanos, who are in that situation, with an obligation to buy as well, but we work the way the market is presenting to us as well. I cannot knock on the door of a club and say, "Listen, I am selling a player." You have to do as well what is best for the club. Sometimes you have to change a little bit of the direction, when you have some ideas to sell a player but it is not possible and then you have to create an opportunity to sell in the future. Then you loan the player and see, the way we did with Joe Willock. That is a good example for us. He went on loan, played and then the market saw a bit more and came to buy. Let's see, maybe the next window we may be in a better position in terms of selling, but right now that is our reality. I think it's too difficult for Arsenal to sell players in this situation. We don't have a best performance in this moment, so it will make the value of players are going down too. So other clubs will force Arsenal sell the players with a cheap fee. So the decision to send them on loan to play regularly is the right thing we can do right now. What do you think? Leave your comment below video if you have any thoughts about it. Arsenal technical director Edu Gaspar tried to sign Lautaro Martinez from Inter Milan during the summer transfer window. The Gunners were touted to land a high-profile striker this summer, and they were heavily linked with the move for Martinez. However, a deal never materialized in the end. It is now reported by The Athletic that there was an approach made. The Gunners were eager to lure him to the Premier League, but the Nerazzurri refused to listen to any offers for the Argentine. After selling Romelu Lukaku to Chelsea for €115 million, they made it clear that Martinez won't be leaving for any price in the window. Martinez's current deal with the Serie A champions expires in 2 years' time. Talks are underway over a new bumper contract. He is currently on wages of around £55,000 a week. His salary could be doubled as they are keen to keep him for the long term. Tottenham Hotspur were also interested in his services, but faced a similar response from the Nerazzurri during the back of the transfer window.
If you like the video, like, share.